Even if you don't have a head of sales, there need to be someone who's a head of sales. And that's one of the great challenges in growing any small business. In a book called E-Myth by Michael E. Gerber, he says write out all the different roles that actually happen inside of any business. You got a head of sales, head of property management, head of marketing, head of compliance, head of finance, head of operations, you got the chief executive officer, like you got them all. And then when you start to think about it, now you're in a position that you got to say, okay, great, legal, HR, PR, you get the idea. But as a small business owner, you've got to be the head of all of those departments until you get to a certain level of revenue where you can hire someone to actually come and do that for you. And that's why it's a really important conversation to really think about what does a head of sales actually do. And a head of sales can be anyone inside of a business, but it's that person who's in charge of leading the sales effort. And they've got some decisions to make. Which are our chosen markets? What will it take for us to become the number one in every single one of those chosen markets? What size team will we need to have? And what makeup will we need to have inside of that team? Are there particular demographics, particular geographics, or particular types of people that we need to have in our team to make sure that we can go nail that particular marketplace? What data and what relationships do we already have? Like landlords, archive landlords, past clients that might have moved there, buyers that we already know. What community relationships will we need? From the local nippers, right the way through to the local bowls club, a local tennis club, where do we need to be to go to meet more of the people inside of that marketplace? How do we drive the performance of our sales team? By mapping out a year and having a look at where the peak periods are for ultimate performance, but also too knowing what to do in October to get plenty of listings to launch in late December for January auctions, to get that January, February, March absolutely firing inside of the business. Learning how we go and work with each individual sales team to either get them to improve their average sale price, their volume of transactions, or ultimately their fee, and being able to deliver the tools and the resources that those people need in order to be able to go to perform at the highest levels. And that's really the job of what a great sales leader does. They go and help out with improving people's listing presentations. They get them better at presenting the fee. They get them better at selling vendor-paid marketing. But most importantly, they are the head of sales, the director of the sales effort. If you don't have one, it's time you get one. That's about where you bring your sales principal, your sales leader, in fact, anyone in the sales team together and say, guys, if we were all the head of sales, what would we need to do in order to become the number one in each of our chosen markets? Now that is a worthwhile quest for any sales business.